Hey, welcome back. And today I want to talk about side happinesses versus main happinesses. Main happiness is something that you can do by yourself, right? That lists as happiness. It's your purpose. That's what I mean by your main happiness. And side happiness is anything else that gives you happiness that's not serving your purpose. So why is it important to distinguish these two, and why is it important to keep a balance? Well, for people in high school and college, right, the problem with a lot of us is why we don't find this main happiness is because that education we have is in place of that, right? We use that as a replacement. So what I mean by that is you go to school, right? Even if you enjoy it at all, maybe a little bit or not at all, right? You have to be there for that time. And then afterwards, when you're done with that, instead of continuing to work on a purpose you have, you might go to hang out with friends or go do some side happiness, and that will fulfill your happiness, right? Then you're done for the day because school and your education are already dominating most of your time. So you might think, okay, yeah, I'm pretty happy. Things are going well. But what's important to understand is what's going to happen in the long run, in the long term, if you don't establish a long-term happiness, what's going to happen when you move into a career, right? Whereas now you're not going to school with your friends, right? It's not such a low tension situation, right? You're not providing, school isn't really where you're providing food for your family, right? Food for yourself or putting food on the table. Now all of a sudden a job is, right? You have less time for friends, right? Because everyone else has to go find a job too. And all of a sudden that, what should be your main happiness and what you should be working with isn't there. And your side happiness is you have less time for. So all of a sudden your happiness is now being reduced and it's extremely vulnerable. So that's why I think it's important to understand what your side happiness are and what your main happiness. Make this distinction clear and have a balance with it, right? I'm not saying just isolate yourself and only work toward your purpose. No, of course not. Spend this balance where you hang out with friends, do things that you enjoy doing, right? But then also have this happiness you can constantly go to. Because when we move into our quote unquote professional lives, we're gonna have to spend more time with our careers, with our jobs. And that's why it's important to have that job and that career be something that you truly enjoy. So I think that a lot of people who go to college, right, and go to high school right now think that it's not as important, right? Because this thing is already taking up their time. But that's what I've said before. School and education isn't a purpose creator. It's an aid to your purpose. So I think, again, you can't just be going to school and then have side happiness. You only rely on your only happiness because, again, your happiness will be vulnerable in the long run. So that's why it's so important. Have this main happiness and create this balance, because as you get older, as you move into a career, all of a sudden what you realize is the more time you're going to be spending on is that quote unquote main happiness. And if you're not ensuring that you have one and something that you're working towards, your side happinesses that were only providing you with your main happiness or your full source of happiness is going to get reduced, and you're going to find yourself unhappy with what you're doing most of the time. So that's why I urge you guys, distinguish between side happinesses and main happiness and continue to work towards a main happiness. Again, if you agree with this message, tag people, share it, and thanks for watching.